This is Todd, back in the Victory 4x4 garage today. We're going to be installing our 5th generation rear differential skid plate. In our rear differential skid plate kit, you're going to get the actual skid plate, you're going to get the front brackets, you're going to get the side brackets, and our bolt kit. Now to install it, you're only going to need some very basic tools. You're going to need a 3/4 end wrench, socket, a couple end wrenches in that to tighten the bolts, and a 7/32 Allen wrench. Okay, so first we're going to install the forward bracket. Now the notch here on the bracket goes up over a notch on the outside of the case. Pretty easy to tell once you get it in there. Your other bracket, you're going to put the notch facing up, larger rounded part on the left, and then it goes on the front of the bracket, and then you're just going to go ahead and start your bolts and nuts here. As always, we're only going to start these and we'll finish tightening them once we have everything installed. Okay, next we're going to take our diff skid here, put it up over. This part might get a little tricky, but then you're going to just go ahead and start these bolts also. Okay, now we're just going to rock this up into place. Now, you need to kind of wiggle it up in and around to get the bracket up over the sway bar. Okay, and then you're going to take your top bracket and put a washer on top of the bolt, fit it over, and then a washer on the bottom with the nut. Okay, and then install the one on the back side. On the back side, it's easier to put the washer on top and then go ahead and insert your bolt from the back side here to avoid the brake line a little bit. Now with these axle tube brackets, it doesn't actually matter if you do the front or the back first, whichever one you find easier. Okay, so the next step is to tighten everything up. We're going to go ahead and start with the Allen headed bolts up here. Now, one of the bolts here is a little bit harder to get to. Our Allen wrench doesn't quite fit in there. Runs a good risk of stripping it. Now, if you have them that have the ball end on them, it would work really well. Another trick is if you have any of these cheap bit kits, they typically come with a 7/32 that you can use with just a 1/4 inch wrench, and fits in here nice and tight and allows us to snug that up without any damage to the bolt. Now all the rest of them we can go ahead and just use our standard 7/32 Allen wrench. Now you might have, if you have one that just spins, just reach up and put a little bit of tension on the nut and then it will tighten up. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and tighten the 4 1/2 inch bolts, front and rear. Now the rear you can fit a socket on the bottom, but the front you have to use 2 end wrenches just simply because of the space. And that's how you install our differential skid plate for the 5th generation Toyota 4Runner. If you have any questions on this or any of the other Victory 4x4 products, don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@victory4x4.com or give us a call at 269-459-8447.